friends, in today's card tutorial, I actually have a 2-for-1 for you today, which basically means you're going to get 2 cards out of 1 piece of cardstock and a little bit of DSP. Super easy. Let's get started. I am featuring 2 stamp sets today, and the reason being is that I wanted to use this happiest of birthdays from throughout the year, but I also wanted to add an element like some sort of image on the inside of my card, and this one is just sentiments, which is great. It's perfect. I love this one. It's got happy Easter, happy holidays, happiest of birthdays, you mean so much to me, cheers to you in the new year, best of luck, trick or treat, be my Valentine, and thank you. It's pretty much got everything in here that you might need throughout the year, hence the name, right? Great stamp set to have. The other one that I'm using is Heartfelt Hexagon, and I will be using this image right here. It's got like leaves and then like a little bit of a flower up on top. I am also using the Hexagon, Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. I think as of this video, it's back out of stock. So sorry about that. It's been in and out of stock. But it is coming back. Just need a little patience with that. Okay. All right. So let's put these aside for just a minute. And I'm going to show you my templates. I like to use retired DSP and cardstock to make my templates. Sometimes I even use copy paper. But this is basically the design of it. I mean, you know, you kind of just follow it along, and I'll be doing a little bit different than this, and obviously different papers I'm using, more recent papers. Okay, so I have 1 piece of Designer Series paper. This is Perennial Lavender. Happy to say that this is not retiring and will be coming back in the annual catalog. Woohoo! This paper was gorgeous. I love it so much. The colors are so vibrant, and I love lavender. I love the smell of it. I mean, it's just so relaxing. Okay, then I have 1 piece of 8.5 by 11 basic white cardstock. We're going to be cutting this in 4, and then I also have a bunch of scraps for our sentiment layer. Then I have 1 piece of Gorgeous Grape. This is 12 by 12. I kind of like the 12 by 12 cardstock. I guess it comes from when I was a scrapbooker, and I still am a scrapbooker, although I haven't been scrapbooking much since I started the card making more frequently. But I do plan to get back to it, so I tend to gravitate towards the bigger pieces. And what I like about this is that when you cut it down to an 8.5 by 11, you're left with 3.5 inches by 12 that you could use as scrap, and then you've got that little 1 inch also to use as scrap. So I think that's perfect. So that's my reason for doing this, but I hope they keep selling this at Stampin' Up. All right, and let's see. Okay, let's get to cutting here. So first what I want to do is I'm going to cut my basic white. You'll be needing 4 of these since we're making 2 cards at a time. And I'll show you why you need the 4. So each one of these is going to be cut down at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and you're also left with a little bit of scrap. I think, what is that, 1/2 inch? Yeah. You're left with 1/2 inch from the top and 1/2 inch from the, yeah, whatever. You know what I meant. Okay, I'm going to put these both in here at the same time. 2 cuts, 1 time. So this is going to be 5 1/2. No, I'm sorry, 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Okay, so the basic weight is 5 1/4. And we'll cut this down also to 5 1/4. So we're left with 4 pieces of basic white that measure 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch. Okay, those are scraps. And I'm just going to toss these because I can't tell you how many of these strips I have. I mean, you know, really. Okay, so then we're going to cut off 3 1/2 inches from the 12 by 12. And I like to start it this way. So 12 by 12, we got 3 1/2 inches. So that'll be a scrap. And then I'm going to cut off 1 inch. And you're basically left with your cardstock That's 8.5 by 11. So what we're going to do with this is, since we're making 2 cards, we're going to score this first at 4 1/4. So again, I'm putting the full sheet in here so I can score the whole thing. Something tells me I don't have that cut correctly. Yeah, I think I cut a little bit shorter than 11 inches. That's okay. We'll deal with it. Okay, then we're going to cut it down to 5 1/2. So, and we have our 2 card bases. Let's cut the DSP down. So again, this is 4 inches wide. I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4 inches. And we'll have a little bit of scrap, but I'm not going to get rid of that scrap because I think we'll be able to use it on the inside of the card to add a little decorative edge on the bottom. I have a nice piece here. Let's see, what does this measure? This measures 1 1/2, so that's 3/4 inches. So let's just cut this down to 3/4 inches. So we're left with 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. And we'll use that for the bottom. And I think we are done with the paper cutter. Nope, that's a lie. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to keep one face up and one face down. Put them in your trimmer. This is where you can get, you know, whatever, however you want. I use the triangle, which I'm just going to do now again, but there's no right or wrong way to do this. You just want to make sure that when you put both pieces in your cutter, they're lined up correctly. And you want to have one flipped to one side and one to the other side. And I like to cut from the bottom up, so we're going to do that. And then this way we're going to do this piece here, and then this one will go here, like so. Okay? All right, I cut the, where's the basic white? Oh, I see it. Never mind, I found it. Okay, we're done with the cutter for now. Let's start putting this card together. So 4 pieces. We need 2 for the inside and 2 for the outside. So the reason that these are, it just kind of makes it easier to line the designer series paper onto the white, and then you can just glue it straight down. And if you like, I didn't because I punched them out ahead of time out of scrap, but you could use your punch, and you know, this is wasted space here. Actually, I'm just going to cut a couple of these off anyway, just to have them for another time. Why waste it, right? Don't like to waste. So I'm going to do 2 on each one because I can always use those hexagons, and 2 on this other piece. One more. And I could use these on another card. And you could do that with any punch. It doesn't have to be the hexagon punch. You could do that with any shape, circles, squares, rectangles, whatever you want. So I will hold these aside for another project. Okay, getting back to our card. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue. And let me get my silicone craft mat because I've got those holes there. I don't want it on my surface. Okay. I know this is a fairly new bottle. I might have to use a little pokey thing to get this out. There we go. Okay. So I'm just adding glue to the back. And you can use your favorite adhesive. And we're just going to line this up to the edge, since it's the same size as our DSP and our basic white piece. And we'll do the same with the other one. I see that I moved it over a little, of course, there, and that's why I like that liquid glue, because I have a little time before it completely adheres. And you know what I'm going to do with this one? I'm going to add the glue to the white. I think that'll make it easier. And this way I don't get it on the surface, right? I'm just going to butt that up to there, like so. Okay, I did that one. Put this one aside. Yeah, see what it did? Okay, we're going to put that aside, flip it over, and I'm going to do the same with this. Again, I'm actually just going to add the glue right down onto the basic white. Make it easier, right? Okay. Now we can add our designer paper right on top of that. See, so sometimes I learn as I go along, right? And then we'll butt that right up against there, like so. Scoot it down just a little. There we go. And there we go. Nice and sticky. Okay, we're going to set this aside because I don't need that. All right, now let me close this up first. And I need to put a little hand sanitizer on my hand because my fingers got a little sticky. Okay. Let's burnish these, okay? I'm going to put a piece of copy paper over it. Because it's a dark colored cardstock, sometimes what happens is when you're using the bone folder, you get this sheen on it. So I learned that if you put a piece of copy paper over it, that does not happen. And it's only on dark pieces. So I guess it's because the pigment in it, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so that is good. Now, here's where I need to decide if I'm going to put a strip of the purple along the edge or if I want to do a ribbon just to hide that seam. I think we'll add the ribbon. I think that kind of looks nice on there, right? I think so. All right, so let me cut a piece of ribbon. I want it long enough because I'm going to wrap it around to the back. So let's see there. And my scissors. All right, here, let's go right there. Okay. All right, I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal Plus. We're just going to add a little bit there and a little bit here, just so the ribbon will be able to catch onto something. So I'm just wrapping that around. So, and this is going to get adhered down so nobody will see the back. Right. I'm just going to cut a little off of there. All right, let's put this down with our adhesive. Contemplating whether I should use dimensionals. No, you know what, we're going to leave it flat. So by now, you, my customers, if you're my customer, you should have started receiving your new catalog. I'd love to hear if you have gotten it. And if you're not one of my current customers, let me know, reach out to me, and I'd love to send you a catalog. So then you can start perusing it and making your list. May 1st is when it goes live. And I think you're going to love what you see. Really a lot of gorgeous sets and suites, and the way the catalog is laid out is different than what it has been. I actually like the way it's laid out. I've heard conflicting reviews about it, but for me, it works. And I'm going to be honest with you. I usually don't buy suites. I don't know why, I just don't. But the way this catalog is laid out, I've been wanting like every single suite available. So, just saying. Just saying. Make sure I have the other one where I want it. Okay, right there. Put a little stamp and seal here. Okay. That. These aside. Let's add our glue to this piece. Okay. Let me know what you think about this card. You can probably make several at a time. Oops, I forgot to add some here. Definitely want some on the ribbon. Oh, ooh, that could have been bad. All right, you know what? Let's put this one going this way. I think we'll make this one horizontal. Oh, no, we can't do that. Oh, shoot. Hang on, hang on. Back up the bus. We can't do that. Oh, no, no, no. I was going to say we'll do it horizontal, but we can't because the flowers then are going vertical or, you know, the wrong way. So, ooh, I'm glad I caught that. Okay. Almost had an accident there, but we recovered. Okay, let's set those aside to finish drying. And let's start decorating the inside with our, I'm going to do a little stamping. So let's get out the little leaf image. Probably should have gotten shaded spruce or something for this, but oh well. We're going with the gorgeous grape. I'll put something underneath here in case I get it off the edge. I think I'm going to stamp that off. It's a little too dark. I just re-inked my ink pad. Put that there. And we'll put another one right down here. Okay. And we'll do the same for the other piece. Stamp off. Stamp on. Another one here. Beautiful. And while we have our ink out, let us do happiest of birthdays. Check that out first. Ah, that looks good. Center that up. So, very nice. Oh, that's so rich when you re-ink your pads, right? Okay, let me show you a little trick. For the one piece, I actually used an edge stamp. Now, look at the difference. I stamped this one before I re-inked it. Look how light it is compared to this one. So, really good. All right, so I'm going to just dip this just to get the edge. Just gives a little definition. Adds a little more depth to it. I think I got all the sides right. Yes, okay. Set that there. And I'm going to add this down here, but so I cut this down to there, but you know what? I think I want to cut it down just a little bit more to like half of this. Where's my trimmer? It's just a little bit too wide since I have that flower down at the bottom, the leaf down at the bottom. So we're just going to cut this down, you know, just about the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. So this was 3/4. Now it's going to be what? What's half of 3/4? I don't know. Okay. And we'll add a little bit of glue down at the bottom. Do the same thing for this one. And we'll add this piece down here. Okay, and we'll add this one down here. And we have those other pieces for another card. Okay, and let's add these to the inside of our cards. Now what I could have done was flipped it around, but I forgot. I didn't think to do that. So we'll add this to the inside. Naturally, if you're using a light colored cardstock, you wouldn't need this on the inside, the extra basic white, but I always think it looks a little more finished when you add that layer of basic white to the inside. And I do want to add an offset layer to my sentiment in the Gorgeous Grape, though. I'll do that in just a sec. Turn this sideways. For some reason I get a better vantage point when I put it sideways. Just, I guess it's my old eyes. Okay, so that is good. So far so good, very pretty. Love the way they look. All right, let's get our punch out, and here's that piece of 3.5 by 12. I'm just going to cut I think I need to cut this down. Two pieces of the heartfelt hexagon. Okay, there. Oh, that's here. All right, let's glue this down. I'm going to offset it a little, just so we can see the purple, the Gorgeous Grape. A little bit on the edge there. Okay, we'll do the same with the other one. And we'll offset that a little, just like so. Scooch it around a little. All right, there we go. Perfect. And then we will get our dimensionals, our where. Here we go. Put some dimensionals on this. And I could have also added some other elements on this, like perhaps some greenery would be nice on it, I think. But I really wanted to keep this as simple as possible. And using, you know, sometimes we get crazy with all the things that we have and use, when really you just need a great punch, a couple of stamp sets, DSP cardstock, basic white. Always have to have basic white on hand, and you're good to go. Put that right here. And you know what? I was going to, well, we'll see. We'll see how it looks. I think I like it better up here a little, just to break up the ribbon. Let's see if I can pull this off without ripping the paper. Good. Put that up there. So I did bring some embellishments. These are the purple fine shimmer gem. Again, these are carrying over to the new catalog. But you know, the paper is just so pretty. I don't think it needs these. So what I think I'm going to do is add the brush brass butterflies. I can never say that. Where's my little take your pick tool here? Pick one up there. Just put one right here and do the same on the other card. Just there, just a little something, right? So there you go, friends. Very easy card to make. The design is super simple. So give it a try and post your cards that you've made on my Facebook page. I'd love to see what you create. Until next time, friends, have a great day. Bye.